Just so you guys know, I'd like to give you a few updates. There aren't a lot from our press conference yesterday, but for those that didn't pick up on what happened last night in Racine on Highway 11, there was a suspicious call, a vehicle in an industrial park. The Racine Sheriff's Department did send a squad car, went and saw Andrew Obregon getting into the car. It appeared like he was working on it. It was a Dodge Ram dually pickup truck. The chase ended up coming down to Kenosha, and once again the chase ended up near Andrew Obregon's home in the town of Brighton. The deputies lost sight of it on a I guess farm field behind the Eppers family, and Andrew Obregon does know the Eppers. He actually has been there before and I think helped on the farm, so he knows the paths, the tractor roads along the Eppers and through this area very, very well. Since last night, we have had, I'm going to guess, 100 or 200 more calls to come and check on suspicious things, places that might turn up Andrew Obregon. And we have, as far as I know, we've checked on most of them. We have not located Andrew yet. We're diligently searching. We have beefed up patrols. We're working hand in hand with Racine Sheriff's Department. They have offered investigators and squad cars with deputies in them. We have additional squads out in the area here all day long, all night long today. One thing I picked up today is that someone who knows Andrew Obregon says he kind of relishes the fact that he's getting in his pursuits and he has no regard for life. That isn't new. We knew that before. But he likes the fact he's getting these chases and he's able to go through these fields and drive stolen cars in most cases and get away from the officers and hide. He knows these farm fields, these back roads really, really well. Actually, I've had people that have called me directly and given me information that there are other kind of hidden places here that we still have to check on, hopefully before the sun goes down, to see if we can find him. There are a lot of people in the community that are extremely nervous, and a lot is really minimizing it. My own family's nervous about it. The parents of the schools are nervous about it. They are calling the schools to see if school's going on, and we keep reassuring the principals and administrators that we have no indications that there's any more risk to them today or yesterday or tomorrow than there was the day before. We are still searching for the vehicles that I'm aware of. A white van. We're searching for a white Dodge dually pickup truck. And initially Andrew Obregon was driving a Ford Lariat pickup truck that was red or maroon in color. I believe that he has somehow hand painted this to be a black Ford pickup truck. My understanding is the paint on this is it's a poor paint job, so it should stand out like a sore thumb. We still have family and his friends attempting and offering to assist us in any way that they can to the safe capture of Andrew Obregon, and we're taking everyone's assistance that we can possibly get right now.
Sure. You say last night, were there shots fired? Can you clear up the incident?
My understanding is, and I actually heard it on the radio too, I did not hear the shots. I was out in the fields as well last night, close to this location here, and deputies did hear shots. I did hear, actually earlier today, that what we believe happened at this time is that people who were living here heard on the scanner the pursuit, and it was in their neighborhood, and what they actually did was went out and shot into the air in case Andrew Obregon was close and could hear it and scare him off. So that's how nervous our people that live here are of Andrew Obregon being in their backyards.
Can you talk about the difficulty of finding him? I think people who maybe live in the city are probably wondering why is it so hard to get him?
Well, the difficulty in finding Andrew Obregon is exactly what's behind me. The fields are over the tops of cars, and what he does is he will drive down gravel or dirt roads. They aren't muddy yet. There hasn't been rain, so the roads are all solid and the driveways are all solid, or the tractor trails are all solid. And what he's doing is he always goes and returns to farms and properties that he knows, and he's turning down these roads, and we use extreme caution in this. For a one deputy sheriff or one police officer or what we have out here to go and travel down a road all by himself, we would wait. We would stand by and we'd wait, circle the area, and then try to locate him. What we're finding and what we believe happened last night is he did exactly that again. He drove down a dirt road that he has driven down probably hundreds of times before. And when he did that, he turned his lights off, went behind some buildings. The deputy slowed down to wait for more squads to get there, and what he did is drove through around tall corn, around weeds, around buildings with his lights off because he knew the area, and exited onto a road and got out of the area. So we're as frustrated as can be to have not caught him. We have sightings just about every single day, and sightings not always by us but by other people. And by the time we get there, he's left the area. But for those that have never, I guess for those who live in the city and have never come out to the country and see what it would be like to try to find somebody in the corn standing behind me or in the woods behind me, especially when you are leading the chase and you know exactly where you want to go, where you want to get to lose the officers behind you, it makes it very difficult. It's not the middle of the city. It's in places you can easily hide, especially at nighttime with no lights on.
He's driving into the cornfield?
I'm sorry, what?
He's driving into the cornfield?
He's driving through the fields. He's driving along, right along this field right here. You could see that there's an open area, and you could easily drive down to this. Well, there are tractor paths through all these fields that the farmers use to go check their crops, to go harvest, to go plant, to go fertilize, and he will drive down these roads like that and then circle around it, and he knows where he's going at that point. We don't.
Do you know which vehicle you believe he's in now, or could be any of the vehicles?
This is the confusing part for us. The maroon or red Ford truck that he was driving, that I now believe is painted black, we don't have a report of one of those stolen like that. We don't know where it's from. The white Ford van that was stolen, we know where that one was taken from. The Dodge Ram pickup truck, the dually that he was seen in last night, we don't have a report of one stolen. So it's very difficult to pinpoint some of these. But we know that he always seems to circle, at least the chase last Friday in the Mustang, he traveled up into Racine and then circled back and came back into this area. He always seems to come back to his home area, and that's right around this location right here.
Sheriff, you mentioned no regard for life and how he might enjoy the moment being out here running from police. How concerned are you for the public safety that his desperation turns into sort of an enjoyable situation for him?
Well, we're really concerned about his enjoyment of being pursued, and this isn't anything new for him. He's been chased on a motorcycle, he's been chased in cars. This is not something new. Oak Creek had something, I believe, a few months ago, a situation where, and I don't know that they actually called it a pursuit. I think he got away before the pursuit actually began. For his regard for his own life, it doesn't exist. And the public, I know that last Friday when he was in the Mustang, he drove through the village of Union Grove at a very high rate of speed, and if it would have been 15 minutes later, their homecoming parade would have been going on. So we're very much afraid of what he could do, mostly in a car. And I know that he blew through red lights, he blew through stop signs, and you have a family going on a cross traffic, on a crossroad. We're very much afraid that he's going to, in a chase, he's not going to care. He's going to blow through whatever it is and try to get away from us.
You've got several opportunities, obviously, to leave. Do you think he's staying around this area not only because he knows it, because he enjoys the city so much?
I believe part of it is because he likes the chase. I believe Andrew Obregon is addicted to crack, and he's got to have connections around here. The one van that he found had $400 in it. His mother last week gave him, I think on 2 occasions, on Wednesday and Thursday, $200 a night. We believe someone else before they really knew what was going on, also gave him a few $100s. He did an armed robbery last, whatever it was, a few days ago, and he got some money. So he's coming up with money, and I think he's using it to go buy his crack. And he seems to be stealing cars in order to probably keep his habit going. So he knows where the dealers are here. He's probably finding them. And then he comes back out here and hides, whether it be in the woods, puts it in some barn someplace. I would have a hard time believing at this moment that anyone would be sheltering him. I believe everyone would be very much afraid if they realize that we actually arrested his own mother for aiding her son and are holding her in jail. We're not afraid to arrest anyone for aiding and abetting a felon for anything they would do to assist him.
How long has he been on your radar?
Andrew's been on our radar since he was a teenager, but Andrew has a long history of getting into trouble, and some of the people I've talked to have known Andrew to be doing drugs in high school and after high school. So he's been on our radar for a long time. In the current situation, he's been on our radar since Tawan Anderson went missing. I forget the day, it's about 3 weeks ago. But when he went missing, that's when Andrew became a person we wanted to talk to and see exactly what was going on.
Do we still know the meeting, why they decided to meet up? Has that been verified anymore?
I believe the meeting dealt with drugs. That is Andrew's, it seems to be Andrew's consuming his life. And it's going to bring him down too.
A very frustrated Kenosha County Sheriff David Beth saying they've gotten hundreds of calls, dozens of sightings, but that so far Andrew Obregon has been elusive.
He is essentially hiding out in the tall corn, as you saw there behind the sheriff. He's been parking his truck on dirt roads and driving actually through the corn stalks to get away. He's gotten away at least 3 times, and it's still a situation they are taking very seriously in Kenosha County.
Apparently he knows the area very well. We'll take a quick break and be right back.